Alright, this is a little bit different. It's not as business, but what's up, guys? So, I'm pretty much here today to talk about investing and where you should invest your extra money to retire, if you want to retire early, if you want to come with a game plan. But before that, let's talk about. I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm not a business consultant for you. And if you want my advice, comment down below, and maybe I can do a personal one-on-one. I don't know yet, but we'll see. All right. So, where should you invest your extra money to retire? Well, it depends on your timeline you want to retire, but let's say that for the average American you want to retire at 59 and a half. And it's very simple. It's not really that complicated. A lot of people already talk about, so I'll make this brief. The first place I will tell you to do is do your 401k company match, because it's free money. If they give you 5%, invest 5%. So you get, if you invest $100, then they match it with $100. I mean, how are you gonna turn away free money? So that's the very first thing I would do. And if you do that long enough, you're gonna be able to retire real easy. And if you want me to get into more of the detail, but we can later in a different video, but this one's just where should you put your money or your extra money if you want to retire. Now, I'll tell you only put the match, because usually the options that they give you in a 401k or a company match isn't that good. It really isn't. It gets maybe 7, 8, 9% sometimes, but they're doubling your money once you put the money in. So that's where you make your money. And then the 7, 10%, maybe you get lucky with 12% of some of those picks, but they don't have very much option, and you have to do your best you can. Not all of them will be great, but if you can make a 10, 12% return in that 401k match, you're doing great. And what I would put my money in is a Roth IRA or IRA, mainly a Roth IRA, until I max it out. And it varies by age, but let's say $6,000 right now. Um, for you, if you put $6,000 away for 10 years, that's tax-free growth, and you're gonna make out like a bandit. And that's where I will put my extra money after I match my 401k. And the next one is really not much to talk about, because a Roth IRA, you pretty much can pick whatever stock you want. You just have to pick a decent returning stock that gives you the return you want. Now, please talk to a financial advisor on what to pick, because I am not telling you what to pick. I'm telling you these are the routes to take if you want to retire with extra money. And you have to start as fast as you can or immediately. And if you want to get rid of your debts first, that's not a problem. If you want to work at both at the same time, just know that it's harder, and you're more likely to fail if you're not a dedicated and disciplined person. Because, be honest, life happens, and when life happens, it hits you hard. It happens to me. The the third place I'll tell you put your money is real estate. Um, you got a bunch of the rich people in the world owns real estate. So just copy what they're doing, get into decent real estate. There's different type of real estate: commercial, residential, and each one has subcategories in there. Do I recommend going to Airbnb right now in 2024? No. I recommend getting out of Airbnb and maybe change it into a short-term rental where you get nurses, doctors, professional people staying in the area, because Airbnb right now is not doing so good. It's it's just they're changing it. They don't know what they're doing. They're getting taxed the living bejesus out of them, and they're going through a bunch of pain. Do I think Airbnb will die out? No. I just don't think Airbnb at this time is worth it because hotels are almost at the matching price of Airbnb, and you're not going to be able to make any money. And with interest rates so high, it's just really hard to make money off Airbnb with all the bills and everything. And the problem with some of the Airbnb is they're really rough with the property. They really are. And you have to replace furniture all the time, TVs, and Airbnb doesn't fully cover it at all. And then, lastly, a side hustle. It doesn't matter what side hustle you want to get into. A side hustle can change into a business real easy, but just get into a side hustle with the extra money. Invest into, someone's business and know that, you got a 50-50 chance of it being successful, but you also have a 50 chance of failing. So if you get in a side hustle, you need to know a bunch about that side hustle. And you have to pay attention to it. You can't just give someone money and just ignore them. Or you can do your own side hustle with selling things, services, and just find a contractor that's willing to work part-time for you. There's a lot of different ways to do side hustle, but side hustle is really nice, and you can make a lot more money from, but it's a ton of work to do side hustles. It really, really is a ton of work, and I don't recommend it for anyone who's weak-minded to start a side hustle. You have a pretty strong will. You can even just buy, sell, trade Pokemon cards because there's money in it. So as a side hustle you can invest in, and you probably can make pretty good money from it. You probably can make maybe $2,000 or $3,000 a month with side hustling Pokemon cards. But that's just an example. I'm not saying get into it. But there's other things you can do. There's even art traders that make a ton of money. You just have to know what you're doing. But please like and subscribe to the video, and stay tuned for the next one. Alright, later guys.